Hi everyone, and thank you for watching. I study life, and when I say I study life, I'm talking about the unseen, God, the bigger questions behind how everything works, and basically the unknown. I want to know what I don't know. I want to go deep down this rabbit hole, even if I get lost. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about life's algorithm. And this video is by no means comprehensive. It's just a small piece of what's on my mind right now. So here we go. And by the way, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. There are countless forces at play in the real and unseen world. It's debatable whether we live a fully predestined existence or not. Mentors that I tend to agree with, they say that 70% of life we have no control over. My view is a bit more internal, optimistic, and less humble. It looks like the greatest enlightenment comes in times of crises and loss. These types of situations tend to make you question everything, start over even. These instances in time spans make you ultra sensitive to energies and sensations you likely had ignored up until that point. However, everyone is different. In the most extreme cases, some have been said to gain extreme abilities, knowledge, insight. Meditation, loneliness, and travel awaken some of these dormant potentials because they take you out of your comfort zone or put you deep in your comfort zone. Put you on an extreme, I guess you could say. As you go through life, you see and learn that the intellect of man/woman is amazingly deep. And eventually you learn that their intelligence is not only their intelligence, but also your intelligence too. Because we are one consciousness, experiencing ourselves through others. In order for us to understand ourselves, we have to interact with other people. So the other person is actually who we are. They are us. Their intelligence is our intelligence. Their failure is our failure. You get the drift, right? Now, the further the mind expands, you realize you have no idea how far it can go. You realize that your mountaintop is underneath someone else's feet. They can just walk over it. They don't even see it. And no matter how great you thought you were, there's always someone just far, just greater in so many different ways. And that's not to say that you're insignificant. It's just to let you know that intelligence is infinite. And by thinking that way, I feel that it makes you great, and it makes you infinite, and it keeps you on a track to being something much bigger than you are, or than you can imagine. So where am I going with all of this? Now, there are countless models of what existence is. Now, one of them is that we're in what is now this age where the general theme of everything, and what most people believe, is that there's an almighty, omnipotent one that occasionally incarnates here on earth to teach the world some key lessons that humanity may have been missing. I won't call any religions out, but I don't think they're true or false. I just think they have their time and their purpose for now or for whenever they were prominent. Or perhaps they're just a clever trick by powerful mortals that have a deep wisdom of metaphysical principles and are bold enough to manifest their desires through these metaphysical principles. So today, what is the world's realities becoming? Is it a coincidence that computers and related devices are dominating the world at a seemingly exponential rate? Does it seem like time is passing much more rapidly nowadays? Or is it just my old age beginning to show? You know, old people are like, man, time is flying by so fast now. It used to go by slow and, now it's fast. And you as a kid, you were just thinking, nah, you just old. So computers are dominated by mathematical code. The dominant numbering system in computers is binary, the number 2. And I think that's significant. I'm going to just throw this out there. Not saying it's validated or anything, but just throw it out there. We have or are leaving a system that was based in a one spirit concept of quote unquote God. I think we're leaving that. Not saying that there is no God. I'm saying we're leaving that type of conceptualization. I'm a big believer in symbolism, signs, micro and macrocosms. Is it me, or are computers mimicking key metaphysical practices like numerology and astrology? You can literally break down to numbers, sequences, patterns. You can break life down to numbers, sequences, and patterns, considering if you have all the source code, quote, source code and info, which I don't think we can ever have because we can't gather all the information in the cosmos. I think in order to be an all-knowing, omnipotent, almighty one, or, have all the knowledge, you need to have access to where everything is so you can track it in the way that astrology does. I'm kind of making a lot of astrology parallels here. Now, in astrology, they say that planets and heavenly bodies compel, but they don't impel, meaning they're just an influence. You can consider it a form of an algorithm of our existence. So you could say like numerology and astrology is like an algorithm, the same way it works in a computer. Now scale that to the computer age. We are living our lives and being compelled or heavily influenced by entities like Google. Google, the search engine. This is one example. Many of your choices every day are highly dependent on search engines, algorithms, and programming sources. I think this is our next wave of spirituality right here, without us really realizing or suspecting it. The Holy Spirit is being intellectualized away by raw data. As I said before about religious beliefs being, neither being, right or wrong, correct or incorrect, this is the next wave of energy that's joining this and at the same time phasing it out. I feel that the very same atrocities as well as great innovations that happened in the one God, the one creator era, or shall I say frame of thoughts. I think it's a frame of thoughts. I don't think it's necessarily an actual God. You're not saying that the God-like energy doesn't work with the people through them summoning it or using it. Now, that was all during the Piscean wave or Piscean age, and that one God way of thinking, that was during that Piscean age, and now we're transitioning into the Aquarian age, and it's just going to be very, very different and hard to tell how massive the evil is and how depleting it'll be to humanity, and the biological sensations that many don't realize we're losing now because of this change of energy, this change of thoughts, this change of spiritual guidance that we're in. And I guess mostly I'm talking to the younger generation, because they will tend to most likely have no frame of reference in what I'm talking about. Back when when you weren't dependent on technology, you were more dependent on people, and that organic experience was very unique, very different, and nowadays overlooked, and it's looked at as if it's something that was not great. But I'm lucky to be old enough to where I experienced both of these types of experiences. I experienced where everything was a surprise, and now I'm experiencing where nothing is a surprise, because you have access to so much information, and to the point where you don't know what's real and what's not real anymore. And some people just don't even go out anymore, because to them the world is inside their home, and it's taking away the organic experience, which that organic experience was amazing. It was just amazing. If you're older, you know fully what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's my video, and again, it's by no means comprehensive or complete. I want to talk about this subject and go in depth about some of the other background, unforeseen information, things that drive reality. I think it's important that we know, and I think it's very important, especially nowadays. You have all this information at your fingertips, and especially before the information gets tainted, where they start, the internet's already been being scrubbed, and it's getting to a point where you really just need to start going back to physical books and trying to find physical books, or going back to natural places, talking to people who have no access to technology to find out real true things, because the truth is being just confused nowadays through all the information. It's becoming harder and harder to tell what's real. And I'm talking about everything: information, people, some of everything. Anyways, I love you all, and you take care of yourself. And until next time, stay awake, stay focused. I'm out.